Vegetable competition. Roger's cucumbers are grown purely for size at the expense of all taste and texture and are available at all leading supermarkets. Roger's longest leek was also up for a prize from the British Innuendo Society, as a result of which they gave him one. So, all that means at the end of that round, it's Lee's team who are left licking their wounds, behind as they are 4-2. Our final round is, was and always will be quickfire lies, in which our panellists are selected rapidly and randomly to lie against the clock, again from a card that they haven't seen before. Time for losers to catch up, for winners to extend their lead, and for me to confuse matters further by throwing in occasional possessions, which panellists must instantly claim to own. Lee's team are behind, so need, quite frankly, to get their act together, starting with Lee.
For 6 months, I cleaned the windows of the Empire State Building.
Did you finish?
I didn't finish it. Of course, as we all know, it never finishes.
What? It's like the Forth Road Bridge.
No, it's taller.
Oh, right.
So when was this in your life?
About 1987.
Right, and why were you in New York?
I was just backpacking around America.
And you decided, I'll stick here for...
Well, I wasn't backpacking around going like that and going... Later, I got the bag and went.
Yeah, but why did you stay there for 6 months? If you're backpacking around, you might do a job for a few weeks.
Well, because I ran out of money, and then I ended up staying in New York.
How long would it take you to do a window?
It would take roughly... it would take about an hour, something like that.
No, hour per window, no way.
I feel very much that this is true.
Well, I feel very much that it's a lie.
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 They're saying it is a lie, Lee.
It is, in fact, a lie.
It's Yes, it is a lie. Lee did not clean the windows of the Empire State Building for 6 months, although the hardest part of the job traditionally has been scraping the huge amounts of giant gorilla shit off the side of the building. Next. David.
When I was little, I used to dress myself as an 18th century nobleman.
Yeah, you definitely did. Look at him.
Yes. Why?
Yeah.
Well, fun.
What did you wear, yeah?
Well, it wasn't perfect. It basically involved tucking my trousers into my sort of knee-length socks and tying a bit of string around a small mac to make it more like a kind of tailcoat. I'll be honest with you, I could have wandered into a costume drama and people would have gone, that's not right.
What did you do when you were dressed up?
I had a sword.
Ah,
right.
Did you have sword fights?
Sort of with the air.
No shield?
No, they didn't. No, it's not that. In the 18th century... No, that's all wrong. Shield? No.
What do you think, Lauren?
Yeah, totally. It's David. Yeah, definitely.
Graham?
I think it's true, yeah. I can just see him in his little Mac.
Lee?
I don't know. It's too David. Too obvious, you know what I mean? I'm reluctant to say yes, but I will go with the team. David, I believe you are telling the truth.
OK, David.
Well, it is, in fact, true.
Yeah, it is true. David did dress as an 18th century nobleman when he was little. The 18th century was a vibrant period, richly populated with impressive historical figures. Voltaire, Dr. Johnson, Russell Brand. Next, Lauren.
I got my head stuck in railings 3 times in the same week.
Recently? Or...?
No, this is when I was very little, quite young.
What were you trying to achieve through these railings?
Well, nothing. I wasn't, like, trying to get to the other side. I'm not a fucking idiot, am I?
Well...
How long was your head in there?
When you're a kid, time flies, doesn't it?
No, quite the reverse. When you're a kid, time feels a lot longer. A year when you're, like, 3 is a third of all the time you've known.
Well, then, yeah, it felt like ages.
Yeah. Did you freak out and scream and cry, or were you sort of calm about it?
I think I was kind of, like, stupid enough to do it, but intelligent enough to be embarrassed. So I didn't make too much of a fuss. I was just, oh, God.
How old were you?
like a kid, like 6? 5?
5, because I don't think I was intelligent enough to be embarrassed when I was 5. When I did something incredibly stupid when I was 5, I would just happily have cried and shouted and said, get me out of this situation, ow, ow, rather than going, oh, I've actually been rather a fool.
All right, so, David, what kind of decision are you veering towards at the moment?
I suppose, well, it's eminently plausible. Yeah. Shall we say true? OK, we'll say true.
Yeah. You're saying it's true, OK. Lauren, are you lying through your teeth?
OK, it is... True! Did it!
Yes, it is true. Lauren did get her head stuck in the railings 3 times in the same week. Still, it made a change from the traditional Sunderland pastimes of dog fighting, badger baiting and marvelling at electricity. Next, Phil.
Possession.
Ah, right, you need to look inside your box. Tell us what it contains.
These are the slippers Sting sent me for my last birthday.
Wow.
Oh.
Not that cruel, to be honest.
Believed you up to that moment.
Right.
Why did you buy your slippers?
Because in Quadrophenia I had a scene where I wore some slippers similar to that, and...
No, you didn't. I know that.
Oh,
film.
yes, I did.
What scene?
In the bedroom.
You don't say.
When he was looking at the wall, the pictures of girls on the wall, and he had a pair of slippers on.
Yeah, I remember the scene you're talking about, and you could be right, but I'm like, oh, kicking myself.
Sting was in Quadrophenia, wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah. And I did this thing. I went to a signing,
Right.
and we started chatting about the old times, and things happened, and I got them as a bit of a joke.
He must know you pretty well to give you slippers that match your shirt.
Not bad, eh?
he? What do you call him? Do you call him Gordon or Sting?
Sting, you don't call him Gordon.
No, you don't.
Don't.
Don't call him Gordon, it's his name. He won't... He's decided that names aren't good enough for the likes of him. He's gonna take a verb. That means everyone thinks he's good and no one thinks he's a twat.
Would you do me a favour? Could you just put one of your feet up on the desk next to the slipper and we'll check the size?
Oh!
They're exactly the right size.
It's got to be true, hasn't it?
All right, let's go for true.
Yeah, true.
They're saying it's true. Put us out of our misery.
How would he know my size? It's a lie.
Good work. Very well told.
Yes, it is a lie. Sting did not send Phil some slippers for his birthday. Sting doesn't give out birthday presents, as his music is a gift. So let's hope he's kept the receipt. Which nasty buzzing noise means that it's the end of tonight's show, and I have to tell you that David's team are this week's masters of their own domain, having spanked Lee's team 9-3. So, hurrah to our winners, yaboo shucks to our losers, and I leave you with news that according to scientific research, a common indicator that someone's lying is if they start sweating. It's also an indicator that someone's got the heating up too high, they're grossly overweight, or they're living in a carry-on film and an attractive young lady's just bent over. Good night.
With their sketch show, the comedy duo Armstrong and Miller, coming up next on BBC One.